Nice to see so many people turn out for our basketball meeting today. Biggest crowd we've ever had. I'll open up for questions a little bit longer than maybe Ryan did, because I don't want to talk about too much of our team quite yet, because we don't really know. Everyone knows we've lost a lot of kids. They're going to be difficult to replace. We're working on that. It's going to be a different looking team. Our low post game, our best low post player is 6'2". It's a different player than Tyler was for us. It's going to be a fun team to watch. I think if you watch us from beginning to the end, you'll like how they play. We're a little more athletic. We've got a little more quickness. I think we can really shoot the ball well. That's going to be a big key. We got some kids there that have the ability, and if we have a good year doing that, I think we can be competitive. But we have a lot of unknowns. You rightfully have some good questions to ask where we would be at this year. And until we start playing games, we can't answer them yet. I don't think you learn a whole lot playing against each other every day in practice of the things that you're really good at and what you may be really poor at. But we're going to find out. Our conference schedule will be just pretty much what it was last year, playing that Great West, and that was enjoyable last year. Travel was difficult in that, but it's always going to be that way. We really enjoyed it. The kids really enjoyed it. It was a great thing to not have to play that independent schedule that we had the year before. So they played for something. The postseason tournament was fun. Getting to play against Creighton in that tournament game was a lot of fun. And I think it measures your program a little bit, see how far we have to go, the things that we have to do, the type of player we have to get into this place to keep moving. This is just our third year of the transition. And it's been difficult. Everyone will going up to that, and we know that, but we got another year to go for that before we're fully certified. And I think our recruiting is going the way I thought it would go, and I hoped it would go. Another year from now, we won't have to answer those questions anymore about not being eligible for the tournament. We'll be a full-fledged member after next season, and that's going to enhance recruiting even more. So our big long-term goal, even though it's a fairly short-term goal, is 2 years from now, when we're fully certified, we want to be a legit Division I basketball program. We want to have things in order. We're going to be in the Summit League, playing in a very competitive league, again with lots of good non-conference games. And we want to have a super fan base there that is going to support this program, and have a good coaching staff that's going to work hard, and have good student athletes that are here to graduate, do all the things that we've always felt were really important. So that emphasis isn't going to change, but we're still building, and that process is far from complete. This year's team is a fun team to be around. We don't have a lot of veterans. Some of the new guys that we're going to count on this year at that point guard spot will be Kendall Cutler, who I think will have a pretty good year. He had a very good second half of the year last year for us, played well in that conference and that, but he'll play at the point guard spot. Cliff Warner should get some minutes there possibly. He was a redshirt freshman last year. We'll slide Louis Krogman into playing that spot a little bit also, but Kendall will be the starter there. At that two guard, I'm going to go with Louis Krogman, who really had physically a tough year last year. We didn't talk a lot about it. It was very hard for him. He probably should have been shut down. That knee was really bad. He ended up having surgery after it as soon as the season got over, and missed about 8 weeks in recovery with that. But they ended up taking a pretty big sized bone out of there and had to fix a few other things in there. But he looks really good right now. He's fully recovered. Needs to have a big year for us. Going to be one of the kids that we really count on. Obviously, people know that he can score, and he's become a better defensive player, and he can add a lot to us. So he'll get that starting spot, that two guard spot. Jordan Boots will probably back him up, and hopefully has improved a little bit to keep playing for us. At that three spot, we'll go with Jake Thomas, who had a tremendous freshman year for us last year. In our eyes, certainly one of the best shooters in the country, especially when you talk about range. He goes out well past that three-point line, and he'll get the nod there. And probably backing him up will be a freshman, Steve Tecker, 6'5" kid out of Wisconsin, who's been very impressive in our workouts so far. I think he can really help. He's going to be a great player as we move through this process. He's going to just get better and better. At that four spot, we're going to go really small. Charlie Westbrook, a junior college transfer, is going to play at that spot. He's 6'4". It'd be a toss-up between him and Ricardo, who's the best athlete that we've had in our program in our 22 years here, but Charlie would be right at the top of that list. This kid is a phenomenal athlete. He's going to be a fun player to watch. If we get into the open court throughout the year, you're going to see him do some finishes that you've probably never seen a Coyote player do. He's very quick, he can shoot it, he drives very well, and he's new. He's going to still have to fit into some of the things we do and learn from that, but as a first-year player, we're counting on him a lot. Backing him up is probably going to be Mitchell Bowie, who is one player who's really battled a lot of injuries this fall. He hasn't practiced the last 2 days, so his health status is going to determine a little bit, but he's had some knee problems, and now he's got a back problem, so we get him back. He is our best low post player. He's only 6'2", but if we can get people down in his size, and even a little bit bigger kid, he does a pretty good job there, but he'll probably back up there. Or Conrad Krutwig, may play there too. He played a little bit last year for us, and those are our options at that 4 spot. At that 5 spot, we're going to start Boudra, junior college transfer, 6'8" kid, who probably is on the same level of an athlete as Charlie is. He's a super great kid, top-notch student, so easy to coach, a great teammate, and a very physical player. He'll play that spot at that 5, and then our freshman Trevor Gruis, who's playing really well and had a super practice yesterday, will back up there. And we can play those two together. We're going to probably start small and then make our game adjustments as we have to, but I feel we have a number of players that we can give a different look in different combinations. That'll be a key as we move through this year, trying to figure those out and giving us the best chance to play in the games. But we opened with Nebraska. I had someone ask me just this week in a question that if we build that new basketball arena, will that put us on an even playing field as Nebraska? And I said, no, not quite. But that'll be a tough opener. We jump in with Tech right after that, and then we go to Marquette. So early season, we play some people that, it's tough. You try to be competitive with them and take some things out of those games. They're fun to play in. We love the D1 deal. Believe me, our coaching staff, our players, it's been fantastic. There's no doubt in our mind what a great decision this was 3 years to go and do this. And it's going to get better. It's always going to be hard, no question. Division I basketball is always hard, but it's very rewarding. There's lots of passion, lots of energy in there. And our coaches, Joey James is starting his 8th year with me now, and Chris Cass in his 5th, and they're just great coaches. Work every day to make us try to be a good program and stuff. So schedule home games, as Ryan mentioned. We'll have Eastern Washington here on the Big Sky. We'll have Loyola Marymount, who's really good. Be one of the, I think they're rated 21st is in the mid-major poll already this year. Returned most of their kids last year, and at the end of last year they beat Gonzaga. They're in that conference with Gonzaga, so really talented basketball team. They'll be here at the Dome. We play out there, and then they come back here. Wyoming will be here on December 1st, Wednesday night. That should be a really good, fun game to watch. They were very talented with great size, and that we lost to them last year to that. But pretty good home schedule. We did pick up a late game. It's not on the schedule yet, I don't think, but we picked up Canisius College out of New York. It will be our 30th game. We play them on December 7th at home. So we have 15 home games this year and 15 road. Very hard to do. We haven't been close to that level since we started this process now, so that's encouraging. But we know we're going to have our hands full. Stay with these guys. This is going to be a fun group. We're going to do everything we can to win games. Hopefully we're good defensively. We're going to have lots of challenges trying to rebound with a smaller team. Can we shoot it well? It will let us be competitive. But I think by the time the season ends, you're going to appreciate that these were really good kids, and you're going to get your money's worth coming to watch them play. So really, I encourage you to support them all the way through. But patience, we're working on that every day as a coaching staff. We know there's lots of things left to be done. Questions? It played out, just that's the group that seems to play the best together. I think it gives us a good look. It's hard to guard and that, but it's also going to be hard for them to guard other teams with size too. But we don't go into, determine what lineup's going to be in there at the beginning of the year. The kids have to earn that spot. And even our guys that return that have, started the year before, they've got to come in and show that they've worked in the spring and summer and gotten better and earn their spot back. So this just kind of evolved that. That's what we're going with at the beginning, but it could change 2 minutes into the game, 3 minutes into the game. Hopefully we have a little depth that we can have those options to do, but we like this lineup at this point in time. It's one we're going to go into Nebraska with. If we have to make changes after that, then we'll do that as we move along.
Coach, one quick question. Do you have the same postseason opportunity that you did last year?
Yes, if we win the Great West postseason tournament, we get to qualify for the CBI. I think we'll have that again next year, but we would have to qualify for it as an independent. David Saylor, our new athletic director, who is fantastic, if you are going to just absolutely love him, said we still have an opportunity. I says, yeah, David, last year it was automatic. We got in there. Next year you'll have to qualify for that, and that's off your record. So that will be a lot tougher task to qualify for that tournament. You'd have to put it together a good 20-plus win season to get in it. So we have this opportunity again this year. Great West postseason tournament out at Utah Valley again. If you win that tournament, then you get to be in it again.
Questions for Coach?
Probably. I haven't quite done that yet. I've got another week to go. Jared Bartling has done a nice job. Played well in that, but he's a candidate. We're going to make that decision probably on Wednesday of next week and stuff. He sprained his ankle, so he's been set back a little bit, but possibly him. Jack Foley's a player with us. We're going to redshirt him. Jay Krogman, Louis' brother, also going to redshirt. Those two for sure. That's about it right now. We've got to make our decision on Bartling. Maybe one of the veterans yet. We have to, we got a couple more days to look at that too.